Let's talk about different types of assessments, 3 big types of assessments that you can use when planning your assessment strategy for a course. These are diagnostic assessments, knowledge check assessments or formative assessments, and summative assessments. We'll talk about each one of them in detail and when and why to use them. So the first one that I want to cover is the diagnostic assessments. Now, these are used at the beginning of a course or a unit. And the purpose for this assessment is to gauge students' prior knowledge and skills. Right? Now, once you have an idea and they have an idea of how much they know, this information can be used to tailor instruction to meet individual needs, especially in an in-person teaching situation. You can use that information and quickly tweak your content. In an e-learning or a self-paced situation, this can be used for branching scenarios later down the line. This can also be used as a pre and a post test to show progress over time. Knowledge check assessments, on the other hand, are used throughout a course to monitor students' understanding and retention of the material. In educational settings, we'll call this a formative assessment. These assessments provide opportunities for learners to self-assess, and they also serve as a checkpoint, really, so that, as a learner, I can ensure that I am ready to move on to the next topic. I have understood this topic, I have proven my mastery, and now I'm ready for the next one. So you're monitoring understanding and retention throughout a course, not just at the very end of it. This also gives opportunities for learners to self-assess, right? Like, let me see. And if they find that they're lacking, they can go back and redo only that portion of the unit. And finally, the finals, summative assessment. Now, these are used at the end of a course or a unit to evaluate overall learning outcomes. They can also be used to determine the overall effectiveness of the course, right? If bunch of your learners are not doing well in the summative, then that is telling you as much about the quality of the content covered. They can also be used to determine the effectiveness of the course and make improvements for future iterations. Summative assessments are great tools for, as I said, evaluating overall learning outcomes as well as the course. One thing to realize here is just because we call it summative doesn't mean that it has to be a huge assessment, right? The scope of the assessment can differ based on the needs of the course. Typically, though, it is at the end of the course and it covers the learning objectives from throughout the course. So those are your 3 big types of assessments: diagnostic, knowledge check, and summative. And a good balance of them is a good idea for a thorough and robust assessment strategy.